What if I told you that the breakfast you ate this morning, yes, the one you thought was perfectly healthy, contained more sugar than a chocolate bar? Not candy, not soda, your breakfast. And after 40, your body processes every single gram of that sugar completely differently than it did in your 30s. Differently in ways that affect your brain, your weight, your energy, your mood, and your long-term health in ways that, frankly, nobody warned you about. Stay with me, because this one is going to change the way you look at your kitchen forever. Quick note: I'm not a doctor, nothing here is medical advice. Always check with your healthcare provider, okay? Let's go!
Super Sleek Geek.
Let's start with something that most people have absolutely no idea about. After 40, your body's ability to handle sugar changes, fundamentally, measurably, and nobody tells you this is coming. Here's what happens. Your cells have something called insulin receptors. Think of them like little doors. Insulin is the key that opens those doors to let sugar, glucose, into your cells to be used as energy. Beautiful system. Works brilliantly when you're young. After 40, those doors start getting sticky. They don't open as easily anymore. Your cells become what scientists call insulin resistant. Your body has to produce more insulin just to do the same job it used to do effortlessly. And here's where it gets really interesting. When your cells resist insulin, that glucose has nowhere to go. So your body does the only thing it can with excess glucose. It converts it to fat. And after 40, when your metabolism is already slowing down by roughly 1 to 2% every decade, this is a genuinely problematic combination. But wait, it gets worse. Sorry. After 40, your pancreas, the organ that produces insulin, also starts to lose some of its efficiency. So not only are your cells less responsive to insulin, your body is also producing it less reliably. The result? Blood sugar spikes higher after meals, stays elevated longer, and crashes harder. That mid-afternoon energy crash you get around 3 p.m., the one where you desperately want to nap or reach for something sweet, that is a blood sugar crash. And after 40, it happens faster, harder, and more frequently than it ever did before. And that is just what sugar does to your metabolism. We haven't even talked about your brain yet. Okay. Brain time. And this is the part that genuinely shocked me when I researched it. Your brain is an incredibly hungry organ. It uses about 20% of your entire body's energy, despite being only about 2% of your body weight. And its preferred fuel? Glucose. Sugar. So sugar is good for your brain, right? Well, yes and no. And after 40, mostly no. Here's what actually happens. When you eat sugar, especially refined sugar, your blood glucose spikes rapidly. Your brain gets a flood of energy all at once. And for about 20 minutes, everything feels great. You feel sharp, focused, maybe even a little euphoric. And then the crash hits. Blood sugar drops rapidly. And your brain, which was just swimming in glucose, suddenly finds itself running low. And a brain running low on stable fuel does not function well. Concentration drops. Memory gets foggy. Decision-making gets worse. Irritability spikes. Sound familiar? That post-lunch brain fog that hits you at your desk every afternoon. That is your brain recovering from a sugar crash every single day. But here's the really concerning long-term picture. Research from the University of California found that a high sugar diet impairs what scientists call synaptic plasticity, your brain's ability to learn new things and form new memories. Essentially, sugar makes it harder for your brain cells to communicate with each other effectively. And after 40, when your brain is already experiencing some natural cognitive changes, piling sugar damage on top of that is genuinely not a great idea. There's more. Chronic high blood sugar, even at levels well below diabetes, is now strongly linked to increased inflammation in the brain. And brain inflammation is increasingly being linked to depression, anxiety, cognitive decline, and in the long term, neurodegenerative diseases. Researchers have actually started calling Alzheimer's disease type 3 diabetes in some scientific literature, because the link between chronically elevated blood sugar and brain degeneration is that significant. I am not saying sugar causes Alzheimer's. That is not what the research says. But I am saying that the relationship between high sugar intake, insulin resistance, and long-term brain health is something every single person over 40 should be aware of. And most people aren't. Until now. Okay, so here's where it gets really sneaky, and honestly a little infuriating. Most people think they don't eat that much sugar, because they don't eat candy for breakfast or put 6 spoons of sugar in their coffee. But sugar is hiding absolutely everywhere, in foods you would never suspect, in foods actively marketed to you as healthy. Let me give you some examples that are going to make you genuinely angry. A standard serving of flavored yogurt, the kind marketed as a healthy breakfast, contains up to 26 grams of sugar. That's more than 6 teaspoons in your healthy breakfast. A glass of orange juice, fresh squeezed, natural, vitamin C, feels incredibly virtuous. Contains around 21 grams of sugar, with virtually none of the fiber of a whole orange to slow its absorption. It hits your bloodstream almost as fast as a can of soda. Granola. Oh, granola, the poster child of healthy eating. A standard bowl contains up to 30 grams of sugar. 30. That is more than most chocolate bars. Pasta sauce from a jar. Around 12 grams of sugar per serving. Nobody told you your dinner was sugary. Coleslaw from the deli. Up to 15 grams per serving. In your salad. Bread. Standard white bread. 2 slices contains about 4 grams of sugar and has a glycemic index higher than actual table sugar. Higher than table sugar. And here's the really clever trick the food industry plays. Sugar has over 60 different names on ingredient labels. 60. Dextrose, maltose, high fructose corn syrup, agave nectar, fruit juice concentrate, evaporated cane juice, all sugar. All designed to make it harder for you to find it on the label. After 40, when your body handles every one of those grams differently, knowing where it's hiding is not optional. It's essential. We've covered your metabolism and your brain, but the sugar story after 40 doesn't stop there. Your heart. After 40, high sugar intake is one of the leading drivers of cardiovascular risk. Excess sugar raises triglycerides, blood fats, increases LDL cholesterol, raises blood pressure, and drives inflammation in blood vessel walls. A landmark Harvard study found that people who got 25% or more of their calories from sugar had double the risk of dying from heart disease compared to those who kept sugar below 10% of calories. Double. Your joints. This one surprises people. Sugar drives systemic inflammation, and inflammation is the primary driver of joint pain. If your knees, hips, or fingers are aching more than they used to, your sugar intake is worth examining before anything else. Your skin. Sugar triggers a process called glycation, where sugar molecules attach to proteins, including collagen and elastin, the proteins that keep your skin firm and elastic. Glycation breaks down these proteins and accelerates skin aging. Wrinkles, loss of firmness, dull complexion. Sugar is contributing to all of it. Your mood. The blood sugar roller coaster, spike, crash, directly drives mood instability. Anxiety, irritability, low mood, and energy crashes throughout the day are all classic symptoms of blood sugar dysregulation. After 40, when hormonal changes are already affecting mood, sugar is pouring petrol on that fire. Your sleep. We covered sleep in our last video. If you missed it, go check it out. But sugar consumed in the evening causes blood sugar spikes and crashes during the night that are one of the leading causes of that 3 a.m. wake up. Everything is connected. Okay, enough of the scary stuff. I didn't bring you here just to terrify you. Let's talk about what actually works. And I want to be very clear, this is not about eliminating sugar completely. That is neither realistic nor necessary. This is about being smarter about sugar after 40, when your body handles it differently. Strategy 1. Swap refined for real. Your body handles naturally occurring sugars in whole fruits very differently from refined added sugars, because the fiber in whole fruit slows glucose absorption dramatically. An orange is completely different from orange juice metabolically. Eat the whole fruit and drink water instead. Strategy 2. Read labels. Everyone. Look for added sugar specifically, not just total sugar. The WHO recommends no more than 25 grams of added sugar per day for adults. Start tracking for just 1 week and you will be genuinely shocked where it's hiding. Strategy 3. Pair sugar with protein and fat. When you do eat something sweet, pair it with protein or healthy fat. This slows glucose absorption and dramatically reduces the spike and crash cycle. An apple with almond butter. Yogurt with nuts. Never eat simple carbs or sugar alone. Here's where we land. After 40, sugar is not the same harmless treat it might have been in your 20s. Your metabolism handles it differently. Your brain feels it differently. Your heart, joints, skin, and mood all pay a price you might not even be connecting to what you're eating. But knowledge is power, and now you have it. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need to never eat cake again. I am absolutely not suggesting that and would never be so cruel. You just need to be aware. Read the labels, spot the hidden sources, make small swaps, move after meals, and be a little kinder to your body after 40 by giving it the stable fuel it now needs, rather than the roller coaster it can no longer handle as well. Small changes, real results. That is what we do here. Now, your homework. Just one thing this week. Pick one food you eat regularly and check the sugar content on the label. Just one. I guarantee at least one of you is going to be absolutely gobsmacked by what you find. Drop it in the comments. I genuinely want to know what you discover. And speaking of comments, what health topic do you want me to cover next? Something that's been affecting you after 40. Something your doctor never had time to explain. Drop it below. Enough interest and it goes straight on the list. Quick favor before you go. If I earned a thumbs up today, go ahead and hit it. It genuinely helps more people find this channel, and that means more people feeling better after 40, which is literally the whole point. I'm Nate. This is Geek Your Health. Stay curious, read your labels. And I'll see you in the next one, where we are going to talk about 3 foods that are sitting in your supermarket right now that could genuinely change how you feel after 40. And I guarantee at least one of them is going to surprise you. Stay healthy, stay hydrated. Bye-bye.